Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Madam Hazleeen and my fellow friends. We are from French Fries Group, and today my team members and I will be talking about the social media addiction, which consists of the causes, the symptoms, the effects, and ways to break the social media addiction. Checking and scrolling through social media has become an increasingly popular activity over the last decade. Although the majority of people's use of social media is non-problematic, there is a small percentage of users that become addicted to social networking sites and engage in excessive or compulsive use. In fact, psychologists estimate that as many as 5 to 10% of people meet the criteria for social media addiction today.
My name is HELENA binti Muhammad FADZLION and my matrix number is 23DLS22F1016. And now I will be talking about the causes of social media addiction, which consists of social anxiety and peer pressure. The first one is social anxiety. People who struggle to build and sustain relationships offline may turn to social media where the connections are created more easily. And a person who struggles with social anxiety might prefer to spend time online because it doesn't require them to connect with others in real life. For example, when she or he is a shy person and also struggles with social anxiety, they will find it really hard to communicate with others easily and find it really hard to be part of the group. So they will start using social media as a communication tool that can help them to communicate with others more easily and more confidently. Once they start to feel comfortable using social media as a way to communicate with others, they will start to depend more onto the social media, which can cause to addiction. Next is peer pressure. Peer pressure is another typical way that social media can have an impact on your life. People constantly compare themselves to others out of fear of missing out. The primary reason you use social media is because you want to be part of the community and you want to be part of the group. So you will naturally start to compare yourself to others and you want to become like everyone else, which can lead to peer pressure. For example, when you realize that your friends are much more beautiful than you and much more popular than you and has many followers on social media, you will start to feel insecure because you feel like you're not as beautiful as your friend and you're not popular as them, and also you don't have many followers on social media. So you will start to compare yourself to them by starting to wear makeup and start to post a nice picture of yourself on social media just so you can gain more followers and become more famous. And another example is that when people surrounding you are always using TikTok, they follow all the trends on TikTok, you will start to feel falling behind because you never use TikTok and you don't know the trend that went viral on TikTok. So you will immediately start to follow their footsteps and just so you can catch up with them. This can lead to unmindful comparison and can lead to bad emotion like jealousy and creating insecurities, and also can lead to mental health disorder.
Hello everyone, my name is RAINIDA binti GUNTANG and my matrix number is 23DLS22F1076. So I will continue the presentation and I would like to explain about the symptom of social media addiction. This first symptom that will be affected in our daily life is personal relationship. A person may withdraw from family and friends because they do not get good attention from their family. This often happens when parents go out to work and they will have no time with their children to support the family, so they will spend time in social media. Furthermore, they are stuck in household problems with their parents and turn to social media to escape the stress of their life. This was because parents actually play a big role in ensuring that children are not addicted to these things. that are not beneficial because they are the closest people to them. In addition, attention and love from parents are essential in forming good children. Finally, they need just as much attention even though they are older than children because the challenges they go through are more difficult in the future. Last but not least, urge to check notification on their social media account. The use of social media sites also causes teenagers to be negligent in completing tasks. The variety interesting applications such as TikTok, Omi, Tinder, and others that are available on social media sites can attract the interest of teenagers, causing them to be restless if they do not check and open the app itself, so they cannot complete their important tasks at time. Thank you. That's all from me, and I would like to pass this presentation to one of my teammates.
Hi, my name is PREVEENA anak perempuan SUBRAMANIAM and my matrix number is 23DLS22F1006. And for today, I'll be talking about the effect of social media addiction towards our physical and mental health. And as we all know that in this era, social media has become a very important and staple item in our life. And with the number of consumer increasing year by year, we know that for some individuals like content creators or Insta famous, social media is a very important application and it requires them to spend almost 20 to 40 hours per week in order to make sure that their work is complete. However, for some individuals, social media platform is a platform for them to gain information and knowledge and also to stay connected with the outside world. However, we need to realize that actually too much of social media could lead to physical and mental health problems. For example, in terms of physical health, social media addiction could lead to damaged vision. It means that because of the blue light emitted by the electronic devices such as smartphones or computers, our retinas will be damaged, and with the blue light which is delivered, our retinal pigments will get more worse and it avoids it from protecting our inside retina. And it means that the more you use your smartphones or computers, the more damage that we will need to face later. Next, as I mentioned before this, smartphones and computers that is used to scroll and use social media produces blue light, and the blue light can actually lead to sleep disorders. This is because blue light emitted by the smartphones or computers is actually partly responsible for our poor quality sleep. And of course, when someone is having their phone by their side and using it before their bed, it could actually not be very helpful in getting a proper quality sleep. And this is because blue light inhibits formation of melatonin, and melatonin is actually a hormone that is produced by our body that helps regulates the sleep cycle. And for example, when we are in a dark situation, our body is triggered in order to produce more melatonin. However, when we are in a bright condition or in a bright situation, our body produces low melatonin, whereby when we have higher melatonin level, it signals our body to sleep. However, when we have low melatonin level, it signals our body to stay awake. And some people increases their melatonin level by actually using supplements which is called melatonin in order to get proper sleep. And last but not least, sleep disorders and poor sleep quality also lead to severe mental health problems such as depression and anxiety. Like for example, when we don't get enough sleep, it's like we are trying to worry about our sleep quality, and worrying actually leads to poor sleep. And worrying about sleep is actually like trying to fight with our own mind, and I know that it is not a good condition to be in. So that's like a very horrible place to be. And also for not to forget, we are more likely to feel very irritated and lost control of our emotion when we don't get enough of sleep. And it also mental health issues due to social media addiction also refers to like how do I say it? Hyperactive, emotional outbursts, and also increaseness of impulsivity. And we might notice that sometimes when we don't get enough of sleep, we struggle to have a proper communication stage with people, because we may act erratically and feel like we have a short fuse going on with our body, because at some time we tend to yell at someone who makes mistake on doing some work, or sometimes we just get up and leave a room because people tend to say something that actually annoys us. And as a conclusion, physical effects of social media addiction actually can lead to mental health problems, onset of psychological condition, and also at the same time, social media addiction could lead to many other physical health problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Preveena. Hi, I'm Roxanne Hansesi, metric number 23DLS22F1012, and I will be talking about the ways to break social media addiction. After knowing the causes, symptoms, and the negative effects of social media, do you realize that you may be also addicted to social media? Don't worry, there's still some things you can do to overcome this situation. You may be thinking of ways to jump out of the social media addiction trap, aren't you? Well, let me suggest 3 ways to break social media addiction. Briefly, setting time limits for social media use, remove using social media in morning routines, and last but not least, replacing social media with doing other activities. So let's go in detail each ways together. First of all, you could set time limits on the use of social media every day. For example, limiting a time of 30 minutes or less using a timer, so that when the timer beeps, you will be aware that 30 minutes have passed and you should stop using social media. Personally, I use a time tracking app introduced in China. It's called Tomato To-Do, and I will use it to keep track on the total average time I spend on different apps every day. I would say it is useful, as the app will remind me to stop using Instagram if I'm using it for over 20 minutes. Another way is to set limits by only using social media at certain times of the day. Like you can only scroll through social media after lunch or maybe after dinner. This way, you could slowly break social media addiction, as it helps you to keep track and make full use of your time. Next, remove using social media in morning routines. People tend to check their phone when they just wake up from bed, and one of the reasons why they do this is because they do not have a proper, healthy morning routine to follow. To be honest, it is not a good habit to use social media in the morning. People say a positive morning start will influence the rest of the day. When we make social media as one of our morning routines, we are actually taking risks to start a day in a rather bad one. This is because some contents on social media are negative, and seeing or reading them in the morning can trigger your stress response and put you on the edge for the rest of the day. A bad mood wouldn't benefit you in your studies or work. However, it will affect your efficiency and productivity. Not only that, using social media in morning routines will make your mind cling onto it for the whole day, making you have the urge to check social media frequently, no matter for news or simply just waiting for a message reply. If you start your morning without social media, you are able to enjoy your real-life relationships, surroundings, and environments more deeply. So, removing social media in morning routines could reduce the unhealthy dependency on it and gives you a happier start of the day. Most of the time, people use social media because they feel bored in life. Actually, you can find other activities to do instead of scrolling through social media. These activities could be a hobby or a task, probably doing sports like swimming or cycling. Even indoor activities such as reading a book or painting will do. Sports is one of the best activities to fill up your boring free time. For example, some people would like to play volleyball in a team of 6 without bringing their mobile phones with them. When doing sports, we tend to focus on the gameplay and forget about social media very easily. But as for me, I prefer drawing. I like imagining and focusing on each and every line I draw to create a perfect drawing. When you focus on the activities you are involved, you could avoid using social media altogether. To sum up, overcoming social media addiction isn't hard. It just takes time and patience. I believe that if you apply these ways in your daily life, you'll break the addiction in no time. Overall, there are some values involved in our topic. In terms of family value, social media helps strengthen family communication. These days, digital technologies, especially social media, helps us stay connected, making distance not an issue anymore. Secondly, respecting other feelings using social media is one of the society value. For example, users of social media uses appropriate words on social media platforms. It is important that we don't judge and criticize netizens so that we don't hurt their hearts and emotion. In addition, social media could also offer social value. As an example, showing empathy and kindness to people who are struggling online. We can encourage and support them through words like messages and comments. Plus, we can get involved in online donations to warm the heart of the needy people all around the world. That's all from me. Thank you for paying attention to our presentation until now. Next, I would like to pass the presentation to my friend Rainida.
Okay, the last one is conclusion. Social media has come into the life of many and nearly depleted the use of face interaction. Now, it has gotten to the point where some cannot even hold quality relationship with people in real life because all of their friends exist in the small purple rectangle on their Instagram page. Also, the world has created a society through satellite signal which interrupt the signal of face-to-face communication. No matter what the situation is, social media develop its presence in almost everything we do. Lastly, in order to get back to a full society, social media must be content to get rid of the negative impact and only display the positive. Thank you. That's all from us.